Welcome back, everybody. So we're going to do another figure drawing with clothing practice here. And let's get to it. Start as normal with our gesture drawing. So once again, starting with the head for the gesture drawing. And working my way down. Okay. Let's see. Arms coming out. Back. Hands going down. So trying to go quickly with a gesture, keep it loose, get a lot of feeling into it, hopefully, and just see if I've placed everything okay. Gonna rough the gun out here. Let me get her hand first, actually. So I have a place to put the gun. Okay, just gonna kind of take a look at it all and see what I think. See if this drawing is gonna work for me. I think her posture is a little higher up. Make some minor adjustments. And after you're just drawing, this is a great time to do that. Shoulders go up and her head looks like it's tilted down forward. Another thing you want to make sure you do is have enough room. Like, look, I am coming really close to the top of my paper here. And if I find out I don't have room, this is a good time to start over. You know, before I detail it up and then find out I don't have room. That would be just not smart. And I see a lot of students do that. They just start the drawing and then they like, oh, it didn't fit on the page. I've had some times where they've drawn it separate, like it was supposed to draw the whole thing and they won't have room and they'll draw like the legs somewhere else. And I'm like, what? It's not even connected. And they're like, oh, I just didn't have room. It's like, what? And I'm always like, what? Didn't you find that out in the gesture drawing? Like, how did you not find that out? Okay, so I'm gonna start making this into shapes here, which I kind of already started as I was just trying to figure out where everything was. But when you do the shapes, super important that you don't start with the head, and that you start with the chest. Now I know we already drew the head, and I've actually already detailed it more than I should have just to see if it fit. But you don't want the body to look like it's dangling from the head. So you want to start with the chest first and then place the head on the chest. Or you'll get you could get a dangling kind of thing. Or just some unrealistic head positions. And by unrealistic, I mean like they don't work realistic. Like, you know, like the neck would be broken kind of thing if the head were in that position. Now the gesture, it's okay to start from the head. And we're just doing a quick thing, kind of placing things, and that's totally fine. And that's actually how I was taught by a master artist named Glenn Villepeu, who taught in animation studios. He was an animator, and he worked for Disney for quite a while. And then he became a teacher of animators. And the studios would hire him to go do classes like, you know, once a week at their studios. And that's how I got introduced to him when I was at Warner Brothers and took classes there, paid for by Warner Brothers, thank you. And then, you know, bought a gesture drawing book of his too, just to have some stuff and have some of his drawings in the book for reference and, you know, and yeah. So again, starting with the head is okay for gestures, but for shapes, highly recommend you do the chest first. And it's just going to help the figure feel more grounded, more, you know, the chest is more the center of your gravity than your head is. your head, your chest is kind of where your body's going and everything. You don't lead, with your head. You know. Okay. Anyways, so placing the foot here, almost straight on view of the foot, and might as well get this foot while I'm here. The heel is kind of hidden, and the foot kind of bends over here. Okay, so I'm getting my shapes down. I think I'm looking all right. I think she's gonna work. See, this forearm works here. The hand resting on the leg. And okay. Just gonna make some marks here now that I'm almost ready to go with my details. Most importantly, the face. So zoom in and kind of get the face placed. So this model I use a lot because she's posted some awesome reference photos, of herself, and found them first on DeviantArt, Fayestock, for stock photos. But Faye, I don't know if that's her real name or just her internet model name, but Fayestock at DeviantArt, and at the end I'll put what she puts at the bottom of her photos on the credits, or credit on the end of this video, if you want to find more, because she's got just a ton of stuff. If you enjoy this and want to keep practicing figure drawing, highly recommend checking her out. You can also find a ton of her stuff on Pinterest too, because if you start looking up figure reference and stuff, just because it's so good. She just posted so many cool things and so many cool poses and costumes and hair color changes, and she does all this stuff, and face reference, and it's really cool, really awesome that she did this. And I haven't really read up on her, but I'd love to know if she's an artist or just what inspired her to want to just do all this cool reference for people. But it's really cool what she did that. And yeah, Pinterest has a ton of stuff. If you ever just need photo reference, you just look up figure drawing reference or whatever. And there's other people who have done it as well. Have done a lot of stuff. All right, just checking out the face, seeing if I'm happy with it. I think my lips are a little too high. I think my nose is a little not long enough. That feels really long. Let's see if I'm correct or if I just messed it up. All right, let's see if it works now. If I do her jawline, nice little gentle chin. All right, I should switch over to my other pencil here, but I just want to make sure I got this right. think it's going to work for me. I think it's going to work. And yeah, the face is just so important. And if you don't get the face right, you know, just start over, or, you know, like, you got to get this right. And I have so many students who I see in my classes, and they like draw the whole thing, and then will not draw the face. And then like they'll turn in their work, and I'll be like, well, where's the face on this thing? She had a face. And they just be like, oh, I can't draw faces or whatever. And it's like, man, just like start with a face. If you don't get the face, you don't have anything. This is the focal point. This is the most important part, you know, that we look at in a person, to see the emotion, to see what's going on, to see, and to understand the picture, you know, and in real life to understand the person. We look at their face, you know, first. Okay. All right, other than that, let's see. I think I'm pretty much good to go. You just place a couple things here, like the scarf. You'll kind of rough out where that's going to go here. Kind of hang it to one side. And the rest, even the jacket, you know, it's got a lot of wrinkles and stuff that we can draw, but it's pretty form-fitting, so I don't really think I need to do anything else. All right, I think I'm good to go. Maybe the top of the boot, how about that? This round thingy, flap, whatever that is. All right, pretty good to go, I think. Oh, the gun. Let's get this thing. More angled that way. Now it does overlap her leg there, slightly. So we'll draw it like that. This gun shouldn't give me as much problem as the wrench did in the last video. If you drew that, it's pretty much a straight on view, and it's pretty much a cylinder. So thing there. That wrench gave me trouble. That was my nemesis, and still is. All right, I am ready to switch pencils here. First, I'm gonna knock everything back just a bit, or a lot. If I wanted to do a super nice refined drawing, I would use another piece of paper on top and use a light table, like the one I have right under this. But if I just want to do a nice sketch right now, I'm just going to knock it back and draw it and ignore all the blue. All right. So I worked out the face pretty well already, which is nice because I can just go over my drawing and just embellish it where I need to. Okay. Okay. Nose. And let's see, a little thicker. It's working with paper. Just trying to even out the eyes a little more. I think that's all right. Always try and leave a little white spot in the eye, a little shine. Makes the eyes look a little more alive. By the same token, if you want to make somebody look dead, don't add a shine. All right, try to make your mouth slightly open. Not really open, just not, lips aren't shut tight. Okay, so let's see. Got a little bit of her jawline up here. Cheekbones, I mean. Jawline. Jawline's down here. Right. Hard part done. Now the hair. Trying to get all these curls here, flipping over. And approaching hair is sometimes tricky. It's not my strongest thing at all. But yeah, I would just advise to approach it in clumps of hair. Don't think of individual strands or anything. Just look at the clumps and, I'm not trying to get every exact thing, but just trying to get the idea of what's going on with these curls at the bottom. And I like the face I drew, but I'm realizing it's really big compared to the body. Oh well, we're going cartoony style, I guess. I'm just looking at how long I need to make the hair and how far down it's going on the body. And even when I try not to, I tend to draw larger, cartoony kind of heads. Oh well. All right. Okay, gonna do the helmet up here. So sometimes I'll try to draw like a realistic drawing, and I'll compare it after. Sometimes I'll go to Photoshop and I'll put my drawing on top of the real photo. And even when I'm trying to be like pretty realistic, I'll look and my head will be like just larger than it should be, and just like even when I'm like aware of it and trying not to. goggles, swim goggles, I guess, in case she wants to go swimming in her steampunk world. Okay, moving down. All right, let's see. Shoulders coming out. Bringing out her shoulders a little more on the right side. So I'm just looking for like the base of the arm here, the bottom. Okay, we got all these folds here, all sorts of folds going on to practice. Spiral folds, little zigzag up here. Let's see. Okay. Moving on down to the arm here. Once again, use the ones you need to, the ones you want to, and it is not about getting each one, but using this as reference. Unless you're trying to go for some sort of hyper-realistic thing. But, I mean, if you're just drawing a little sketch for practice, for fun, or just, for good, and just it can still be a good drawing and not be hyper-realistic, nobody, in the right mind is going to go count all the little folds and see if you got them all right. Or that's just, I've never heard a criticism of a drawing as in like, yeah, that fold isn't exactly the same way and the same amount and all that. Not important. All right. Well, better do this hand because it's kind of in the way of everything else. And when doing the final lines, I like to do what's in front before I do whatever's behind. That way you kind of know, where your line's going to stop and all that stuff. Looking for the knuckles right now. finger around the trigger. Okay, now for the gun here. So you can see one cylinder up here. There's another smaller thing below it. All right. Gun's pretty much just a cylinder with stuff all over it. All right, and some shapes we see up top there. And I know there's more to the gun than this, but this should get me by. It's a little smaller. I think I made it too small. Okay, now I got something in front that I can now draw behind. Rest of the handle here. Okay, so let's go here. Scarf is kind of on top. So we got her neck actually. Let's get her neck. See a little bit of it here. Try a little softer. And the scarf coming down. Changing the position of the scarf. A little bit more to the side. And a half lock fold right there. Try to add some texture here to this scarf. See if this works. Okay, and this part comes hanging down. And it ends in all these little frayed things. I'll save that to the end, I think. Okay, and this side goes further down. All right, now jacket. Seam up there. Little pocket peeking out from right here. Another pocket over here. A little bit of the jacket over here coming out. And it kind of disappears under that scarf. Hard to see what's going on underneath there with her shirt, whatever she's got going on. The jacket's kind of a short jacket, so I think it ends kind of here. I'm gonna have to kind of just wing that because I can't see what's going on. I think her shirt kind of cuts off too, kind of low. Because I think I can see her pants and her stomach right about something. Tan, I don't know, can't tell. Can't tell. Started drawing these frays. I fear that it's going to muddy up the drawing. Oh well, done. Okay, back to this arm up here. Start getting some folds right around the elbow. And up here, just get a little few minor, almost folds. Okay, and her sleeve goes down to her hand. We have some spirals, and they start turning into some like kind of zigzag-like folds. We've got this pocket right here, which I'm going to try and draw a bit of. Some creases there. And all right, down to her legs and then her hand. Okay, got her knee up here. A little bit of a fold coming out there. And obviously not a lot going on in terms of folds on her tights because they're her pants. I don't know if the pants or tights, whatever they are. Pant tights. Little seam there. Couple little folds there. It's bent. Another seam running down her leg right here. Okay. And I think I'll get the other leg and then go back to the boot. Okay, again, this is just really hard to tell what's going on area. There's a belt and stuff in there going on, but man, I can't really see what's going on here. So I'm just gonna make up what I want. And the leg coming out. Okay, I got the hand there, so I don't want to draw too much right there. All right, let's see. I guess I better draw the hand. All right, thumb coming out there. Palm to relaxed. Fingers. Okay. Okay. So looking at her knee here, let's see. Got her lower leg. And then into the knee. Okay, let's see, we got some folds here. Some really short spiral folds. And let's see, we got the seam down the middle. And we also have the seam from the inside. All right, which kind of brings me to the boots. This massive tongue thing. Tucked into this. Oh, that's something tucked into the boot, I think. I don't know. Doesn't matter. We're pretending like it's part of the boot. Okay. So the boots have this strap running across right here. And little cinch. Oh, a strap. Okay, now it's another strap coming right here. Okay. Looking at the boot here. Some sort of little triangular shape. And then the seam running down the middle. And you got all these little folds right there. Creased on this side because obviously it's being pulled that way. Or crushed. Fabric is being, what do you say, not crushed. I don't know what. Squeezed. That way, I guess. And let's see. All right, the bottom of the boot here. Again, kind of crushed on this side, or squeezed. And there we go. And the sole. Okay. Take another look there. Last part. And you feel free to render it as much as you want. I'm trying to go quickly, even though it's not very quick, but not trying to render every little thing. It's the little part that flipped in the boot. So the videos don't end up being way too long. I already know they're long when you get a final drawing in. But, you can render and get all the details, all the shading you want to do, like depending on how far you want to take this drawing. Totally fine. There's a zipper going up the side, but where's that strap? I don't see the strap on that one. Right, obviously it's all folded right there where the foot is bent. And zipper. Some folds there. Okay, I see some tension kind of pulls the inside of the leg over here. And I'll take a look at the whole thing here. Okay, yeah, not as close as I would have liked. The head is a bit bigger than it should be, but overall it's all right. Hopefully yours looks good, or you're happy with the way yours looks. And yeah, there it is. So see you guys next time. Hope you learned something today.